Shift gears now, and the City of Tshwane continues to collect revenue and cut off those who owe it money. A team led by Mayor Randall Williams has this morning conducted cut-offs at the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa offices, PRASA. PRASA has been the subject of considerable controversy over the years due to the collapse of its infrastructure as well as the state of the services it offers to the public. Well, let me take you to senior reporter Barry Bateman, who is tracking that story for us out in Pretoria. And so the disconnections continue, Barry Bateman, and the latest people to be hit, the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa, PRASA.
Yeah, the City of Tshwane is not slowing down, Tshwane. We were out here this morning, not just the electricity but the water as well, so all services cut to this building in Hatfield. We were out here earlier with the Mayor, Randall Williams. He was telling us that PRASA owes the City of Tshwane 28 million rand. But more to tell me on the situation and how PRASA landed up with this significant debt is spokesperson Andiswa Makanda. Andiswa, thanks for coming out here and meeting us today. Just explain to me how we landed up, or PRASA landed up rather, with a debt of 28 million rand.
Afternoon, Barry. Indeed, yes, we do have a debt of 28 million rand, and you must remember that this 28 million rand is because of the many stations around Tshwane, around about 30 stations that owe the City of Tshwane an electricity and water light bill. But also you must remember that during COVID, we were not running a lot of services, so we couldn't generate revenue or income. So that's how we find ourselves in this predicament with the City of Tshwane, where we're owing them 28 million rands.
So what now? How are you going to pay it back? Have terms been met?
So what we are doing now, we are currently in negotiations with the City of Tshwane to reconnect the building behind us. We are hoping to make payment by end of today so that we can have the electricity services reconnected.
Tell me about the building that got disconnected. I understand it's a bit of a nerve center, quite important to the operations of PRASA. Have any services been interrupted?
Yes, this is a very important building behind us here. It is where we do a lot of data sifting, data management systems reside here. However, our services have not been disrupted because we do have a backup generator. So at that score, we are good. Services have not been disrupted.
The rail agency has gone through some difficulties. I mean, this is a historical thing. We've known about it for some years. What is going to be done to ensure that we do not end up in another situation in a couple of months where the City of Tshwane or other debtors come knocking, asking for money?
Yeah, it is a difficult situation that we find ourselves in. Our financial position is not quite where we'd want it to be because we have not been making a lot of money. We have not been running all the services. As you know, that most of our corridors are still not operational. So getting revenue is becoming difficult at the moment. So our first priority is to make sure that we return the services, return the lines, the train services back online so that we can start earning that revenue as well. We are in talks also with Treasury. So there's a lot that we're doing to make sure that we are in good financial standing as an entity.
Thank you very much, Andiswa Makanda. There you have it, Tshwane. It's part of the impact of what we've seen in the last 2 years, fewer feet getting onto trains. We just look at the network itself. We know about the vandalism. We know about it being stripped of metal, which has been sold for scrap, which has led for entire corridors being unusable. We've recently now turned to using diesel trains. So that's what Andiswa Makanda explaining to us, how we ended up with that 28 million rand debt, which is related to the dozens of stations in the City of Tshwane.
Yeah, it is a bit of a ripple effect there, it would seem, Barry, in that if you are not running the services where you have one job, that's the one job you have, provide passenger rail service, and you're not able to do that, the ripple effect will be that you're not generating revenue, and indeed eventually you will run into some serious problems. It's a problem that has been allowed to develop over many, many years, and now I guess the chickens are coming home to roost. That's eNCA's Barry Bateman out in Hatfield there, tracking and checking in on that situation where PRASA finds itself in the dark for non-payment with the City of Tshwane.